What's up, Sooner Nation? It's your boy JP, the JP and Trap Show, and there's there's nothing else to say. There's the title. The title says it all. Excuse me as I get my camera started back up. Trav might be joining us. He's at the game right now. He's taking in the sights. Obviously, he told me he may try to join on his way to the after party, and so certainly looking forward to that. Um, but let's just bask in this, guys. Give me some of your comments, some of your thoughts on the game, how the game went. I mean, just what a it was an amazing game. It was early on. Texas was battling, Oklahoma was battling. You didn't know which way it was going to go, and then obviously in the bottom of the sixth, Oklahoma broke through. Um, Even more, right? Sidney Sanders hit that huge double that got us to 5-3 when it was Texas was up 3-2, and then the bottom of the sixth. I mean, that's when it all came to fruition. When Ella Parker got that single, and we got those two extra insurance runs on top of the one that we had already scored. That was what else did you need? There's just there's not a lot to say. So those of y'all who are in here, I don't know how many people we're gonna get tonight. I don't care. Enjoy history. Enjoy um, something that will probably never be done again. Um, Especially in this sport with the parity that we're starting to see, it will probably never be done again. And certainly in our lifetimes, you have to believe. It's just so unprecedented. Um, and yes, Chance. I just can't wait. There's a couple people on Twitter that I'm ready to dunk on because you know Patty gets questioned a lot, and she shouldn't. And I get it. At the end of the day, our coach is allowed to be held accountable. Yes, but I'm gonna give a coach who just won four straight natties at this point, has eight, is the greatest coach in Oklahoma history. Let's be frank. She's the greatest coach, no matter what sport, in Oklahoma history. I think we can unequivocally say that. Um, so when you ask a coach what she's thinking, why she's doing this, why she's doing some of these different things. Excuse me, as I got my dog trying to pop in. Like, why? That's what you have to ask yourself. That question is, why am I doing it? I can do it. But why am I doing it? Because this woman is the greatest coach of all time in softball. The greatest coach. And yes, coaches can make mistakes. Okay, like don't we understand that. I personally thought, and she probably realized, putting I thought she was going to put Kelly in the six, and when she put Nicole in, obviously she trusted Nicole to maybe be able to get a couple outs. And when she saw that it could potentially spiral, Kelly had the stones. Kelly, excuse me. Coach Gasso had the stones to bring in Kelly instead of allowing Nicole to get out of the jam with two outs. She said, "Nah, we're not going out like this." Kelly shut him down. And even then, right? We had an opportunity. Texas had an opportunity to potentially get another run and go back up, but they, I think, just proved they weren't ready for the moment. How many mistakes did they make? Right? I mean, not only yesterday, but today, how many mistakes were made? I mean, Mia Scott, you know, obviously it should have been a ground out. Obviously, Avery trips on her feet, right? And you're gonna be able to toss it to Sydney and we get out of the inning, but she trips and she's not able to. And then Mia is over here celebrating, not paying attention, and Avery uh, redeems herself and says, "Here you go, Sydney. Tag out of the inning 5-4 instead of what could have potentially been 5-5 tied it. Obviously, potentially, if Texas gets another hit, goes up 6-5. Who knows? Granted, the bottom of the six was what it was, but again, who knows if that momentum swings if those things don't happen. And this is a larger conversation, guys. And keep on, saying some things in the chat. Coconut Greg, I see you. Let me answer this in just a second because I think this is going to be dang near impossible. But it brings up a larger question, guys, of the issue that people have with Oklahoma being so close to Oklahoma City, right? The home field advantage, all these things. And I promise you, people are going to say Texas was rattled because it's Oklahoma City, if it's anywhere else, yada, 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 yada. Nah, fam. Like, you can't make mistakes like that and claim it's because it was home field advantage. That's on you. Like yesterday, Reese Atwood not knowing that there's only 2 outs, not 3, and tossing the ball up like it's the end of the inning, allowing an extra base from second to third, and then on the ensuing at bat, we score. Mia Scott tonight celebrating her hit. And again, you should celebrate your hit, but on the bag. How are you celebrating off the bag and turn the other way? Even a couple inches off. How and why? In that type of game, you're the number 1 seed, bruh. You guys were dominating before you ran into Oklahoma. So what now is the issue? You can't now run and cry that it's the fans, it's the atmosphere, it's too much. Feels too much because of Oklahoma fans. It's going to be too much anywhere, no matter what, no matter who you play. You could have played Florida. You don't think they would have traveled well and packed it out? That's on you. That's on Mike White. He doesn't have his kids ready to play, and that's okay. Let him, you know, challenge Riley Boone leaving because that's the only thing he can really do. Coconut Greg, I don't know that we can get 5 in a row, bud. I don't. That is, we've already made history. Okay, so at this point, I don't want to have a losing season next year. Don't get me wrong, but Patty can do whatever she wants next year. She can do whatever she wants. We can lose a regional at home and it'll be okay because this class has been the greatest class in softball history, guys. Like let's sit back and just reminisce on that. And excuse me here, I'm gonna enjoy some of this myself as I'm live with you guys. I need to check out what's going on Twitter right now and just see, the Twitters for what people are saying, stuff like that. And again, you guys continue coming here and ask questions. I agree. I don't want to hear nothing about that. We don't want to hear nothing about that. It don't make no sense. That they're going to be number 1 seed. I mean, let's talk about the freshmen for a second. Let me close my door. My poor daughter's in there trying to sleep and daddy's being loud. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right. Let's talk about the freshmen. Let's talk about Ella Parker. Let's talk about freaking Cassidy Pickering. Can we talk about that for a second? Like you lose last year, right? You lose Grace Lyons. You lose Jocelyn Erickson to the transfer portal. You lose Sophia Nugent to the transfer portal. Who both those two in particular, the younger cats, Sophia, who was a sophomore last year, and Jocelyn, who was a freshman, made significant impacts as young players. You lose them. Obviously, we saw Jocelyn a few days ago in Florida. She's a great player. But for Cassidy to come in and, almost basically do better than what Jocelyn did last year, and for Ella to step in the way she did as a designated hit, that's insane. It's insane, and it just shows you that this is a dynasty that's probably not going to slow down anytime soon. I'm not saying we're going to win it next year, but you can certainly bet your bottom dollar that. Sorry, I just saw that last question. That's a heavy one, James. Give me a second. You can bet your bottom dollar that we'll be here again within the next 2 years, 2 to 3, at least. With the classes Patty's signing, with who she's probably going to get in the transfer portal, because we're losing 10 seniors, y'all. We're losing 10 seniors. That's a lot, and it's the greatest. It's the greatest senior class in history. This class won a national championship every year, bro. Every year of their career. Nash, I appreciate you. Let's give him a clap in the chat. Okay, we'll give him horns down too, because that's just what it is. But respect. Y'all had a great season. You did, I think, best season in Texas history. The truth is, Nash, I've just ran up against literally the greatest dynasty of all time. I believe in any sport. I'm just gonna keep it above. Like it, you have to give these girls their due. 4 and 4 years is absolutely insane. It's insanity. And so I don't think, Nash, that you guys. I know that you got, Texas fans are going to be mad. Yeah, in a way, I think you should kick yourself a little bit when you think about some of the boneheaded mistakes that were made. You gave us some wiggle room with some of the mistakes you made, right? And you can't do that against a team like this. It could have happened anyway, right? As I said, like, even if Mia Scott doesn't have that blunder, do we have a 3-run inning in the sixth and still go up a couple runs? Maybe, right? But you can't do that. But even still, what I will say you shouldn't hang your heads about is, like, this is the greatest softball team ever. Like, it's the greatest dynasty ever. And, you probably just have to hope that next year that you guys can freaking break through, with Oklahoma maybe having a down year. If you say, I don't know what we don't know what a down year is. Yeah, because this was a down year with 7 losses, and yet here we are, with a 4-peat. And so we'll see what it looks like. Obviously, the transfer portal is a thing, so you never know with that. But let's see here. Yeah, there was a bad year to have Texas's best team, for real. It sucks for them. I'm not gonna lie. James, to answer this question, first of all, I'm gonna be real honest with y'all. I don't know that I want that pressure. I like where I'm at now. I got to give a rapport with my administration. My families love me. My student athletes love me. I don't really have to deal with a ton of booster BS, at my school. I kind of run things. So, um, but to just answer your question straight out, I think the first thing on the itinerary is exactly what he's doing with the entertainment center. I think getting, not only basketball, but the gymnastics team, who's been a dynasty in their own right, a space that's legitimized and will continue to legitimize who they are as a program, and bring in world class athletes, to that facility. What else could you ask for on top of? I'm sure there's going to be the opportunity to host a couple of things at a stadium like that, or an event center like that, for gymnastics. Not only, talking about regionals, or talking about, I don't. You guys have to forgive me. I'm not sure if they do it at neutral sites for the gymnastics, championships. If they do it at a neutral site, or if they've done it on campuses before. But certainly, just somewhere where people that love gymnastics can say, hey, this is something that we want to replicate. And gymnastics is a big thing in the United States of America. So I think Josie's doing a great job with that and trying to lead that charge. I know we've talked about baseball on here. Again, I think baseball is certainly up there, because of everything that Skip has been doing. On top of, certainly, yes, we do need to have a better facility, but again, like I told y'all before, we gotta get dollars for that. And I'm sure people will pop up, but it's not always as simple as sunshines, and rainbows. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah. I mean, Christopher, here's what I'll say. I think that, you know, there are probably some people that are at this point that history's been had. And so when history's been had, you look at it and you say, okay, I could go here and, you know, continue to add on to it and get a 5P, have whatever, or I can be the one to now stop that run. And I think you're probably going to see more people want to do that. We'll still get a bunch of great recruits. The classes will still be insane, a la Alabama. But you start to see with Alabama a little bit like, you know, you have people go towards Georgia and people go towards a couple other schools, probably because you know, hey, I don't want to necessarily sit behind people. And that's the other thing, right? I mean, that's why Jocelyn Harrison and Sophia Nugent transferred out because they're both catchers, and Sophia wasn't going to supplant Kinsey. Jocelyn wasn't going to supplant Kinsey this year. She would have had her wait another year, and she didn't want to. And you know what? I think she proved her mettle. She was obviously, from a lot of people's standpoints, because she won the Johnny Bench Award, the best catcher in college softball this year. Again, some may disagree and say Kinsey should have won it again, but it's okay. Obviously, Jocelyn was good enough to garner that, and she played really well this year. And so I think she proved like, hey, like I am good enough and was good enough to even be somewhere else and be one of their best players. And so, are we going to see maybe less of I'm going to sacrifice and I'll sit behind for a year or two until I get my opportunity. If I can't break through like a Ella Parker, if I can't break through like a um, Cassidy Pickering, and again, Jocelyn did bat all the time. She just had to play in the outfield. She didn't play her preferred position, which is catcher. So just like at Alabama, when you have like cats like Derrick Henry and Bo Scarborough that were like four deep, and then in 2 years you're like, where did these guys come from? Well, they were buried on the bench for the best college football team in the last you know 20, 30 years, right? And a dynasty that was created in Alabama. And so you've seen the same thing with Oklahoma softball. How do Jocelyn Allo left? Nope, you're not going to be able to do it again. Okay, well, we did it after Jossie left last year. We did it, and then you're like, well, she's gone. Grace is gone, the greatest shortstop probably in college softball history. She's gone. You're not going to be able to replicate that. You had Alex Tarocco gone. G Juarez. You had Hope Troutline. You had all these people, Lee Janet Johns, Taylor Snow, all these people that have contributed heavily to OU over the years. You had them all leave. You're not going to be able to replicate that. Well, little did obviously we still got Jada and Tiare and Kenzie and Riley, mind you. Obviously, Sydney Sanders transferred in. Obviously, Alina Torres transferred in. You had Avery Hodge have so many timely hits in replacement of Alina Torres. So you're like, what the heck? Obviously, Ella Parker and Cassie Pickering came in, and well, there you go. So you're sitting here like, man, like what? What do we do about this? How do we stop these Sooners, man? Like, and then Kelly freaking Maxwell comes in after they lose Jordy Ball. Like, who would have thought? And even then, people are like, well, Kelly can't get it done. I think she proved a lot of people wrong, especially the Pope fans. And I hope they're eating the most crow. I hope they're eating the most crow right now on Twitter as I check. Y'all keep commenting. I'll keep putting some things up. Kennedy, that's not gonna happen, but that'd be crazy if we got Kennedy over here. Hey, we can agree on that, Nash. We can agree on that, big dog. Yeah. We can agree on that, 100%. We will have a new look. It'd be insane to do that. Yes, sir. We can, Chris. We can. So give me some of y'all's favorite plays from these last two games, or even just tonight, and I'll put them up on the screen and we can talk about them. I'm going to look a little bit at Twitter, see what's going on, because I literally haven't looked since I've been on here. That's 20 minutes. A lot can happen in 20 minutes. I'm not sure if Travis is going to be able to get on. I sent him the link, and so we'll see what happens. But 4 in a row is insane. It's insane. Bum 12. Thanks, Nash. I appreciate you being a good sport, big dog. See you. Yeah, I mean the last four is somebody. Will y'all, one of y'all do some research for me? Find the last four Pete and put it in the chat. The last four Pete, from what I understand, like in a major sport, was in the like 50s with UCLA, right? Or is that not what we're talking about here? We're talking about something that hasn't been done in like 70 years. Yeah, Sydney Sanders clutch hit that double man, the bases clearing double. Man, man, man. This is awesome. Look, I don't know if y'all can see. I'm gonna try to see if y'all can see my iPad. It's a little shiny, but it says "So long, partner." Buzz and Woody leaving the Big 12. Sorry, so grainy, a little bit shiny, but what you saying? UConn four chance? You talking about four Pete? You talking about UConn's women's basketball? Did they ever four Pete? I don't think they ever four Peated. I think they three Peated, but y'all have to let me know. No, please tell me he's not for real. Oh, okay, he's joking. Oh, I didn't know who Todd Lisenby was, but he said, let's all be honest about it, that Texas player wouldn't have strayed off first base if this game was in Iowa. And I was about to light him up, but he's with us. So yes, Avery Hodge getting me out at first is probably the play of the game, if we're being for real. Because do I think Kelly could have potentially stricken out the next batter or gotten out of it? Yes, but like there's no guarantee. And so her having the wherewithal, even after tripping to man. Okay, hey Chance, will you tell us? Chance is saying that UConn women's basketball did have a 4P. Will you tell us what years? I'll go ahead and put it up here if you wanna. If you want to put it in the chat, tell us what years. Um, wow, wow. I gotta find some bookmarks. Hold up. I gotta bookmark one of our own because he was talking about. Um, oh, really? It was 2012 to 2016. They won four straight for real. That's insane. Brianna Stewart's a dog. Yeah, we had some couch coaches talking a little bit, and saying that um, um, Patty shouldn't have started um, Nicole in the first Florida game, and that it was going to mess Kelly up. But here we are. The freshmen, man, they just stone cold. And I think another big piece. I'm sorry, I'm trying to not talk too loud because I don't want to wake my daughter up. But I think that sorry, I'm trying to respond to some of these cats. I think that the biggest thing, guys, for the freshmen is like they're gonna have another opportunity. They wanted to do it for these seniors, and so they're leaving it out there. And not that the seniors didn't want to leave it out there. Don't hear me wrong. But what I am saying is the seniors probably had a few things in the back of their mind. Is this my last time? Is this the emotions? And yes, while they are the greatest class of all time, literally, they're not robots, they're human. And so they do have some of those things going through their heads, certainly. And so maybe it had some of them wanting to do things a certain way. I mean, TRA didn't have the best game. Even that last hit with the base loaded, she popped up. She probably didn't want to. So, like, there's things like that. But, um, you know, let me see. Freshmen were clutch the whole tournament as they were And we are moving to the SEC, and we're gonna have. I mean, we're gonna have the best facility for softball in the SEC as well. I think it's going to be a really fun time for Oklahoma sports in general, but obviously Oklahoma softball. Obviously the top of the Big 12, OU and Texas, and in Oklahoma State too, have just been so freaking good at softball in the last 4 years, 4 to 5 years, really. But you talk about Alabama, you talk about Florida, you talk about Arkansas that has been there. You talk about you know, not Ole Miss. That's the wrong school. I'm not thinking about that. I think Mississippi State was here a few years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Kentucky had a decent team the last few years. Auburn has had a good team before. Had been at the Women's College World Series. Tennessee, obviously. So you got a lot of really good teams. Texas A&M almost beat Texas in their own regional. They beat them the first game. So there's a lot of good teams in the SEC for sure. Yeah. Tiara did play well defensively, but yeah, she didn't hit particularly well. What's crazy is um, what's crazy is Tiara almost had a Sports Center top 10 play. I don't know if you guys remember. Um, there was this one hit up the middle. I don't know if it was still when um, Carly was pitching or not, but man, it was a line shot, and man, Tiara it was just out of the reach of Tiara. Just out of reach. Now, hey, I need y'all to help me out while y'all on here. If y'all see Mike White say something slick in his press conference, if they're even doing that right now, please put it in the chat so we can just all roast him yeah, yeah. We'll go probably about 15 more minutes or so. And we'll let you guys get to bed and obviously just enjoy and just revel and relish in what this is. This is history. I'm gonna be looking at this stuff for the next hour before I go to sleep. Just taking every angle in, every angle of the last pitch, of Kelly hugging somebody, of Patty crying, of the seniors talking to people, of the after party. Take it all in because this is history. I don't think this is ever going to be done again. Certainly not in this sport in our lifetime, in my opinion. Truthfully, in another sport, I don't know, like swimming and diving, rowing, sure, but in the major sports, bruh, I just don't think this is going to happen. Now that's cute. There's a picture of Jada and Billy. Well, that would be Jada and Billy Coleman, or Bowman, excuse me, Billy and Jada Bowman. But there's a picture of them circulating on Twitter right now. It's pretty cool. Yep, and our guy Trav about summed it up. He said, "Dad, tell me about the 2024 senior class." Yep, it's going to be a long conversation. My daughter wants to play softball. I'll be telling her about these years for real and the greatness and showing it to her, showing it to her. Yeah, you got Tia Malloy. Boy, I'm telling you, people think it's over. It's not over. I'm not saying we're gonna win next year, but OU's not just sinking into the abyss now that this class is gone. I need people to realize that. Oh man, this is amazing. This has just been a great night. Trav called it too. I texted him earlier today and I said, "Hey, do you think we're gonna win?" He said, "Absolutely." Never down his mind. Never down his mind. I'm thankful Boomer 129 is not on here because he would be getting on me saying I'm a Texas fan and I thought they was gonna win. I picked them and all this stuff, but it's fine. It's fine. Patty Gasso has now more championships than Nick Saban. Man, This is amazing. Mm. Do y'all have anything else before we head out in a little bit? I want to continue to obviously chat about this, but ultimately, I want you guys to have the ability to, and I know you do. I know some of you are in here with us, but have the ability to scroll and look at what you need to. But man, just wow. Yeah, Patty is the goat, undisputed, the undisputed goat. People can be mad, they can yell, they can be frustrated, but man, we did it, y'all. The girls did it. The greatest show on dirt. Shout out to my boy Chris Plank. The greatest show on dirt. The greatest show on dirt that will probably ever be. There will never be another team like this. Our team will be good the next few years. There will never be another team like this. These girls, from the time they step foot and were freshmen, they've now lost the last game of their career. They don't know losing. They don't know what it is to lose. They won 4 straight national championships. They won 4 Big 12s. It's just wow. I don't think anyone will ever win 5 straight. I don't think anyone will ever win 4 straight again, bruh. I just don't. And 6 of the top 11 recruits are coming out to OU. Good God, that is incredible. It's just Patty doing Patty, and you already know that there's transfer portal people slurking around. There's transfer portal people lurking around. We just lost Kelly Maxwell. We just lost Nicole May, Kirsten Dill, Peyton Monticelli, and we can't just lean on them. So who knows who else is gonna come in, dog? Who knows? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. You just gotta love it. I have to do it. So, hopefully y'all don't hate me, but y'all know that every time something good happened for Sooners fans, a lot of how I got my fame on Twitter was dancing. I love to dance, and I did a return of the Mac dance, and you know, it's a guaranteed 400 to 500 likes. I'll tell you that much right now. Um, I guarantee you people are probably looking for it. Yeah, I don't know that we're going to be able to siphon a bunch of any freshman pitchers or anything like that. I just don't. I think they're probably going to be locked into where they want to be and hope that they can be the next team to win a national championship outside of us. Because obviously, at this point, if you go to OU, it's almost to a lot of people a foregone conclusion that you're going to be a national champion. Um, so I don't know, but that's a good point. There's going to be a lot of people that I'm sure are vying and want to come to Oklahoma because it's Oklahoma. To think that like Sydney Sanders had an up and down year, and that she still hit like 16 home runs. She was batting like 240, 250, which is like, to be honest, it's not amazing, but it's really not bad. Like that's above average for probably the majority of college softball. But because it's OU, it's like you expect everybody to be over 300, hell, over 400. So like it's like every other pitch was a home run for her, which is just nuts. Yeah, yeah, true, True, Christopher. The juniors ain't lost a game either. Neither have the sophomores. Neither have these freshmen, obviously. So I'm about to send it out, y'all. Here it goes. It's done. How do you like me now? You know they're gonna be singing now. Shout out to Toby Keith, rest in peace, big dog. How do you like us now? How do you like us now that we're on our way? This is amazing. All right, y'all. Y'all got anything else before I head out? Yeah, I'm sure they'll throw a party at Toby Keith. Like I said, Chad gonna be there. Chad told me he's gonna be there, so he said he's looking forward to talking to Holly. And then Holly talked a little bit last year, so I'm sure they'll enjoy it. But Toby Keith said, he Topher over here, Toby Keith pushed me and Scott off the bag. Said, nope, not today. That's hilarious. Listen, Stephen G, I said that earlier. I think she is the best coach that OU has had ever. She's the best coach at Oklahoma ever. 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 She's better than Barry. Okay? She's better than Bob. She's better than Bud. I was forgetting our first B. She's just better. She just is. Because yes, Bud had the three. Barry had the three. Okay, I don't think Bud won three in a row. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I think he won two in a row. But they both won three. Okay, Patty's won eight, bruh, in 7 and 11 years, in 4 in a row. At a time where, like, this is not UCLA in the late '90s. Softball was still like it wasn't as popular back then, right? I mean, you think about like not that it's a less of a feat for UCLA, but like you think about that they didn't have to deal with a lot of the media and the pressures and all that stuff. And back then it was a pitcher's game. There was no the talent was not nearly what it is. You see the parity as it is now. The fact that Patty won in 2000, won in 2013, won in 2016 and 2017, right? And then after COVID, going on a 4-year run, has coached the best softball player of all time, at least the best home run hitter of all time, and Jocelyn Alo. Like, I think you just need to understand that yes, she's done it in a variety of ways with different teams. She lost the greatest hitter of all time 2 years ago, bro, and she won two more. She won two more. And there's 15,000 fans screaming, and you have social media, and you have so many of these different factors in NIL. And she said, okay, I'm going to win 4 straight in this era. She's the greatest coach OU has ever had. I'm about to tweet it right now. That's just how I feel, y'all. She's the greatest coach in Oklahoma history. She is. She's just that. She is. Well, I appreciate y'all for staying on here with me for 40 minutes. Trav not here. He's on his way to after party, having a great time, probably just taking it, soaking it all in as he should, and as the rest of Sooner Nation should that are there, that are at home, all of us here together. Man, man, man. That's all I can say. We'll see y'all next week. We'll be here at this time. Well, 8 p.m. Central Time, not at this time. Excuse me, 8 p.m. Central Time. But all I can say is Boomer and the horns down, because you know what we did, baby. We hooked them horns. Let's go. 4P.